Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Hall, and today we're going to talk about how to heal loneliness and manifest healthy friendships in your life. All of us have the power to heal loneliness and experience meaningful, loving relationships. And today we are going to discuss how. First, let's talk about what loneliness is. We conventionally understand loneliness as a feeling of sadness at being isolated or cut off from meaningful companionship with others, often leading to depression or anxiety. From a spiritual perspective, loneliness is the result of what I like to call separation consciousness. Separation consciousness is a state of being in which we don't realize our oneness with God and with one another, and thereby live with an undertone of feeling alone or even sometimes abandoned. The separate self, so to speak, is what is known as the ego, the mind from which all suffering arises. I like the acronym often used for describing the ego as edging God out. And it's true. When we're focused in the ego, we are operating under the illusion of being separate from God, from Source, and from love itself. Without love, we suffer. On the other hand, a mind united with God, and that is to say, a mind united with love, is a mind that has transcended the ego and has unlimited power to heal suffering. Feelings of loneliness and abandonment go hand in hand with separation consciousness. In other words, almost all of us have felt these things at some point and to some degree, because at this moment in human evolution, the ego is present in the collective. But luckily for us, this separation consciousness is, in spiritual truth, merely a dream from which we are all destined to awaken. And furthermore, a dream from which we have all the power and ability to awaken from right now. We also happen to live in a reality in which light and love have greater sway and more power to influence and heal things than anything else. Why? Because all beings originate from a divine source that is, in essence, love. We are made of love, and so we will never stop seeking love. We all want love and search for it in almost everything we do. The spiritual teacher and alchemist Saint Germain once said that the miser's happiness and love for gold isn't from the gold itself. It is from the outpouring of love that he feels towards it. Every single one of us seeks that outpouring of love because it is our source and divine function. That search for love is the very driving force of our evolution on this planet, and we are harnessing it more deeply and more closely in our collective with each loving choice that is made. If you search for love, or even better, become the love and joy you wish to experience, you are naturally bound to find it in others and in everything you meet in life. Our oneness with Source, with each other, and with the force of love is constant, unconditional, and unchangeable. It is our nature, our origin, and the very function of our existence. In other words, there is a spiritual part of you that you are connected to at this very moment that exists in a state of perfect oneness. You have the power to access that part of you all the time. So in spiritual truth, it is impossible for us to ever truly be separate, alone, or abandoned. You are always surrounded by the love and presence of God, the angels, and your spirit guides. And you are always connected in your very heart and soul to 7 billion other human beings that you share this planet with. I love this quote from the Course in Miracles that states, "You can never be deprived of your perfect holiness because its source goes with you wherever you go. You can never suffer because the source of all joy goes with you wherever you go. You can never be alone because the source of all life goes with you wherever you go. Nothing can destroy your peace of mind because God goes with you wherever you go." Yes, we can certainly think and feel like we're alone sometimes, and that experience can be so convincingly real to us that it makes us feel awful. But in truth, there is a core part of us that is absolutely never separate from God. And what is God? God is constant, unconditional love. So you are always receiving an outpouring of unconditional, infinite love. And that love is always leading you towards more love. If you tap into that inner force, you can direct it to help you attract, create, or heal absolutely anything. We as human beings have the spiritual capacity to wake up from the dream of separateness so completely as to step into the literal eyes and mind of God and heal or create anything. So, how do we do that? Well, it all starts with your choice and intention to do so, and your willingness to believe and have faith in your unlimited power to create. Jesus stated that with God, all things are possible. That leaves nothing out. You were born with a mind that creates just as God creates because you were created in God's image. Or in the words of the ancient alchemists, as above, so below. As below, so above. The infinite fractal nature of the universe is an outpouring of love that you have access to and have unlimited ability to shape. So, let's start the process of healing loneliness and manifesting positive, loving relationships now by setting the intention to do so. So place your hand over your heart and take a deep, calming breath with me. Allow yourself to feel the presence of God and Spirit within you now. Take a moment to acknowledge the unlimited nature of your spiritual power. And from this empowered place, repeat the following affirmation. I now choose to attract loving, fulfilling relationships in my life. These relationships are balanced, healthy, and supportive of my highest good. I am willing to learn and grow so that I may experience these loving relationships to the fullest. I am grateful for attracting relationships that bring me true joy and love now. And so it is. Our relationships have immense power to strengthen us, further us, and heal us. When we bond lovingly with others, we become healthier and happier in all areas of our lives. You deserve that. So let's get deeper in manifesting this with the following tips. Number 1, focus on self-love. Loving yourself, accepting yourself, and approving of yourself is the first step to attracting relationships that honor you and reflect that same love that you have for yourself back at you. Self-love is our natural state because this is how God created us. So my first go-to tip in reclaiming your self-love and thereby your divinity is to seek God. Take time to pray, meditate, or journal to open your heart to God and focus on receiving. Ask God, the angels, or any other spiritual being with whom you feel aligned to show you how deeply and incredibly you are loved. Ask to see yourself through God's eyes, then simply spend time receiving the radiant outpouring of unconditional love that is always there for you. Another way to do this is by practicing meditation for self-love. My guided meditation for self-love is designed to help you heal your heart of any past wounds and prepare yourself to attract and receive love from others, from yourself, and feeling it as connected to God. I'll leave the link to my guided self-love meditation in the description below for those of you that are interested in that. I also suggest using daily positive affirmations to lift up your thoughts to reflect self-love. Speak, write, and think affirmations such as, "I love and approve of myself unconditionally." Use these affirmations several times a day. Write them down and post them up in places you will see them often, such as on a bathroom mirror or on your refrigerator or even tucked into your wallet. Then, use your actions to back up those words. Choose uplifting lifestyle practices to show yourself how much you love and support you. Take excellent care of yourself with your nutrition, exercise, rest, and balance between work and play. Be kind to yourself in the way that you arrange your schedule. Listen to your own feelings and be attentive to your own needs. Self-love is the beginning of your readiness and availability to love another. We were put here on this earth to learn and grow, and the ground zero of spiritual growth most often occurs in our relationships, including our relationship with ourselves. Each connection you have with another person is an opportunity to bring heaven to earth by creating more love. And that love all begins with you loving you. Number 2, release negative relationships from your life. Loneliness and emptiness can form in your life even when you do have many friends, because loneliness is a seeming deficit of love in our lives, both in self-love and love with others. So if your current relationships do not reflect real love, they can perpetuate separation consciousness and make you feel lonely. The relationships in your life play such a significant role in your personal spiritual growth. And you are constantly evolving and growing because that is your nature and purpose as a living being. Those closest to you make a really profound mark on that growth because our consciousness is a permeable, unified field of collective awareness. So the thoughts and feelings of those around you affect you, and you affect them until you quite literally become the people that you spend the most amount of time with. So, as you grow on your spiritual path and become more focused on your truth, it can be very helpful to form your closest relationships with people in a similar energy, or in an energy that you would like to emulate. This strengthens you and helps you to remain in the consciousness of love and understanding in increasingly powerful and intelligent ways. And so, attracting meaningful, loving, and fulfilling relationships is a key part of fulfilling your life's purpose, too. This doesn't mean that we need to shut out people who are struggling with some form of negativity. You can still certainly love them and have them in your life. But it is important to have healthy boundaries so that you are not enabling someone else's negativity or taking on their toxicity to the extent that you are no longer able to function happily and healthfully yourself. A big part of mastering self-love is honoring your time and energy enough to cut ties with or change negative relationships. It can be so empowering to disentangle yourself from one-sided relationships where you're doing all the giving, supporting, planning, or paying for things, because these are signs that you're not really in a true friendship. So disentangle yourself from people who are unsupportive of that, and also people who are unsupportive of your health. If you have friends, for example, who engage in activities that don't make you feel good, then set some boundaries and let go of those relationships. Spending time in the energies of imbalanced relationships can affect your health and your life purpose. We become the 5 people we spend the most time with in our lives. Because humans are unified in a singular consciousness, you take on and express the energy of those around you. Choose to surround yourself with those who uplift you, who encourage you to be smarter, healthier, and more productive and optimistic. And remember, as you clear out the old, you're making room for the new. So don't worry about losing friends. If you want something new, you let go of the old. And often, you don't have to necessarily call and dramatically break up with people just to achieve this. Just let the glue between you two dissolve by cutting cords and giving the relationship back to God. Oftentimes, these relationships fall away as you implement different boundaries or stop engaging in that negative dynamic. Or maybe they'll just change for the better. Healthy relationships are mutual. Both people care about one another and genuinely listen to what the other has to say without taking on your stuff codependently. And someone out there is looking for you now as a friend. Remember, you don't need 30 friends. Most people have 2 to 3 really good friends in their lives on average. Just one good friend will make all the difference for you. Number 3, ask and you shall receive. As I mentioned earlier, everything you create begins with an intention. So as we did in the beginning of this video, pray and affirm what you desire. Ask God and the angels to bring you relationships that help you to grow spiritually and celebrate life with joy. Archangel Raphael, the healing angel, is particularly great to call on as he can help you not only with healing your heart and your emotions, but is also great at connecting soulmates. The divine is always leading you towards love and knows just the exact people who would best fulfill you as friends. God created you so happy and so lovable. When you let yourself express your true self, when you laugh, when you feel light and joyful and engage in things that bring you a sense of passion and meaning, you become absolutely magnetic to others who are also available and seeking love and friendship. Sense your true self, allow it to radiate outwards and shine. Number 4, open your arms to receive. After you pray about manifesting new friendships, it's important to open your arms to receive. God and the angels always answer our prayers, always. But it's so important for us to co-create what we want by taking the human action steps that are needed to get things going. Ask the angels for help in recognizing people who you would resonate well with in friendships, and start practicing saying hello, introducing yourself, and striking up conversation. Most people love expressing themselves and love the feeling of being understood and listened to. So if you want to learn more about someone, simply try asking the person about themselves. Also, if you feel guided, go to more places where you can meet like-minded friends. If you like wellness and spirituality, for example, you could attend some yoga classes or Reiki classes and start talking with the other regulars around the healing center or yoga studio. Join a meetup group, dance, or art class and find people with like interests. If you're shy, challenge yourself to join a group that involves having to talk and express yourself, such as a book club, a language class, or a poetry group. Another really great way to get yourself out there is through service. Remember that you have a lot to give to this world, no matter your age, your health, your culture, your gender, your wealth, or any other thing. You can remind your heart how to receive love by giving it. So you could volunteer your time at a local senior center, hospital, pet shelter, homeless shelter, or kids program. Give love by serving in some way, and you will receive love in return. Such a valuable experience. In the end, the specific action you choose to take doesn't really matter so much as you becoming the love that you wish to attract. So engage in activity and lifestyle habits that allow you to express that and further that for you. Number 5, heal shyness. Some of us are naturally introverted and simply enjoy having our space and our quiet. But we all crave companionship too. When we experience debilitating shyness or chronic loneliness, oftentimes this could be rooted in the fear of connecting with others. This fear of others often develops due to experiencing past hurt, rejection, judgment, abuse, or some other form of negativity from a past relationship, especially in childhood, either with immediate family or perhaps with your peers. The results of these experiences can often lead to self-rejection or self-judgment. The answer to healing this is always forgiveness. Take the time, whether through journaling, meditation, or some other method of self-healing, to go back into each experience you had with another human being that may have caused you pain. Forgive every single person involved in those, including yourself. Forgiveness does not necessarily equate to approving of the abusive or toxic actions of others. It empowers you to be free of any toxicity from that past relationship or situation, and even provides a deeper understanding of that other person. If self-judgment or the judgment of others contribute to your fear of connecting or your shyness, work on consciously eradicating patterns of judgment from your mind. Each time you find yourself criticizing another person or yourself, mentally or verbally, take a deep breath, cancel the thought, send it to the angels, and then replace it with a positive affirmation such as, I choose to see the world with a positive, loving, and open mind. Also, know that it becomes easier to release judgment when you have excellent boundaries with other people. Sometimes other people judge as a backlash of resistance to taking on others' negativity or problems. Well, guess what? You can love others without taking them on, and you don't have to negatively judge others in order to keep from taking them on. Healthy boundaries can really make life easier in so many ways. Releasing judgment either of yourself or others also helps to broaden the lens from which you see other people in general. When you don't focus on the negative, you'll see beautiful things in others, and you'll begin to attract people who are positive, and you'll tend to bring out the best in other people. Each person is uniquely interesting, and it's so fun to become aware of that. Remember that other people also benefit from you expressing yourself. Let the world see who you are. Love yourself until you feel confident in expressing yourself. Trust in your ability to express yourself and that you will be loved, listened to, and appreciated for it. Confidence, self-love, and non-judgment are natural antidotes to shyness and will help you to attract loving relationships. According to the angels, we are all in a state of eternal brother and sisterhood with every single human being on this planet. That kind of love is called agape. We're all one big family, and we already love one another in spiritual truth, even if we haven't all realized it yet. And you will see that love when you open your eyes to the miracle of our existence. Each and every individual person is unique. No two of us are exactly alike. And each and every one of us is an infinite portal of feelings, desires, and experiences that all lead us back to our Creator. Isn't that mysterious and wonderful? Friendship is truly a possibility with any person in the world, no matter their age, ethnicity, gender, or spirituality. We all speak the language of love and kindness. You are unique and special, and the world deserves to hear the music that you have inside of you. Thank you so much for watching this video today. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Do keep in touch with me on Facebook and Twitter, and if you want your own spiritual healing session with me, get in touch via my website at www.seraphim.com. Thank you so much, and remember that you are so loved and so very blessed. Bye!